A yellow-headed caracara stood beside the ear of a resting tapir. Dark, hard ticks crowded the folds behind the ear, spread down the neck, and continued across the shoulder. Most were small. One swollen parasite was hidden deeper inside the outer ear fold. The bird leaned closer. It knew the biggest reward was also the most dangerous one. Then the tapir twitched. To understand why the bird took that risk, we have to go back to earlier that morning. At first light, two yellow-headed caracaras were searching the muddy edge of a tropical wetland. They walked through soft ground, leaf litter, and exposed roots, looking for beetles, larvae, and other small prey. Food was present, but it was scattered. Every meal had to be found one piece at a time. Then, a large adult tapir emerged from the wet edge of the forest. Its heavy body moved slowly toward a shallow, muddy clearing beside the pond. The animal looked strong, but the infestation was obvious. Hard ticks covered the ear bases, the side of the neck, the shoulders, and patches along the upper flank. Several dense clusters were packed inside folds where the tapir could not easily reach them. One ear flicked. The head turned slightly, but most of the parasites remained attached. Hard ticks anchor themselves firmly with specialized mouth parts. Protected folds around the ears and neck are some of the hardest places for a large mammal to clear. The tapir lowered its body and rested in the mud. The two caracaras kept their distance at first. Then one of them approached. It stepped near the shoulder and picked off a small exposed tick with a quick, precise pull. The parasite came free. The bird swallowed it immediately. That changed everything. This was no longer just a large resting mammal. It was concentrated animal food. The second bird moved in as well. Both caracaras began searching the tapir's body for exposed parasites, working carefully around the shoulder and neck. The tapir tolerated them for the moment. It remained still, breathing steadily, with only occasional ear flicks and skin twitches. That temporary stillness gave the birds access to prey that was much easier to collect than insects hidden in the mud. But the best feeding spot was also the most dangerous. The denser clusters were around the ear base. The focal bird noticed a swollen tick hidden inside the outer fold. It was larger than the others, and to reach it, the bird had to move much closer to the tapir's face. Step by step, the caracara advanced. One foot braced beside the fold, its head angled forward, its bill closed around the swollen tick. It pulled once. The tick did not come free. The bird adjusted and pulled again. Below, the second caracara watched closely, ready to steal the prize if it dropped. The tapir's ear twitched. The bird froze for an instant, then tried again. This time the parasite began to loosen. Both birds rushed after it. The first bird came from one side, the second from the other. But the tapir was no longer resting. It pushed itself upright and stepped forward. The birds scattered as the large body rose above them. Neither was struck. But the fallen tick vanished into the churned mud. The biggest prize was gone. For a moment, the risk had brought no reward. The tapir moved a short distance and pressed its body against the muddy edge again. Its ear base, neck, and shoulder were still heavily infested. The two caracaras returned, but this time the focal bird did not push so close to the ear. Instead, both birds fed on smaller exposed ticks and other tiny prey disturbed around the resting site. That safer strategy produced less dramatic rewards, but it reduced the danger. In the end, the tapir remained heavily infested. The birds had removed only a tiny fraction of the parasites covering its body. This was not rescue, and it was not friendship. The caracaras were feeding. The tapir was only tolerating their presence for a limited time. In tropical wetlands, a large mammal carrying parasites can become a temporary feeding opportunity for opportunistic birds. The birds gain access to concentrated animal food. The tapir may receive slight incidental relief, but the interaction is driven by feeding, not cooperation. The focal caracara took the greatest risk when it moved toward the ear. That is where the prey was richest, and where one sudden movement could end the attempt. For one hidden tick, the reward was real. So was the danger.